I'm gonna just say this for the record. I got a lot of experience myself with advertising using free ways, meaning fee free, meaning not using a form of payment. But nothing is free. I don't have the mindset of anything is free. I never had that mindset of free this or free that. How do I get on for free? I've always had the mindset of how do I get on with not having to take these same learning curves so many times from the way I always learn stuff coming in as far as from like a observation point, not from coming in stuff and just like coming in certain environments and just observing and learning like the pros and cons. That's what I was mainly focusing on. Like, okay, let me see what I got to do to navigate myself before I get into this and be one of these people over the years or down the road later talking about, yeah, I lost hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars. No, I'm not one of those people. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all, and that's what I'm gonna focus on. Continue to focus on as I make this content, and I'm gonna keep it unedited, and I'm gonna keep it just pushed out straight forward. Um, I want to do longer videos, but I'm still testing this out. I don't really know how this YouTube page gonna pop, but I have faith that it's gonna do what I want it to do because I'm always intentional about what I'm doing. But for the people that's like wondering, what do I know? I have a lot of experience about a lot of different stuff because I've done a lot of different things from I'm gonna just go back a little bit, all the way back from when I was a teenager. Let's just say when I started getting off into like the internet world, I was very young. I was about 13 years old, 12 or 13 years old, testing stuff out, trying to make money online, trying to make money creating physical products that these so-called companies would send out through the mail. Like I was a kid, I was a teenager exploring the boundaries of like how to make money, how to be an entrepreneur on my own, all of that type of stuff. So I learned early, like, man, a lot of stuff is scam. It ain't no, yeah, some people, yeah. And then by the time I turned like 15 years old, but I was still like doing my thing physically. Like I was still moving around, going with my granddaddy, cutting grass, doing landscaping, going to my auntie houses, organizing they storage rooms with they laundry and they pantries and cleaning up their bathrooms, spick and span and taking everything out, wiping everything down. Like I always knew how to clean real good and organize and I'm just I'm good with my hands. I always like work with my hands for one. I make jewelry. I still create jewelry and everything. So I like to just work with my hands. Um, I'm into the construction industry. That's like 80% of my income. Construction. That's like 80% of where I put my energy at. I'm gonna just say that. And that's like 80% of my income. But um, it's a lot of different stuff I got experience with. From, like I said, from attempting to assemble products at home, and then like by the time like that like I said, that was around the time when I was like 13, 12, 13. By the time I'm like 14, 15 now. Now I'm like 15, 14, 15. Around 14, 15, now my mind is in a different place. Now I got this strong urge to get off into the vending machine industry. So at 14 and 15, when I worked all through the summer, whatever I did, cut grass, cleaned up, went and helped my uncle, whatever I did, went and helped my granddaddy, whatever I did all summer, whatever bottles that I had saved up because I was getting to it. I was stacking up bottles. That's ask anybody, all the elder, anybody that's older than me, grew up around me and my family. They know how I was as a youngster. So you know, getting money and being into like the business environment and just doing what it takes is nothing new to me. It's a regular practice and exercise. Like I do whatever I gotta do. Whatever is required, like I just do what I gotta do to make whatever happen. Like whatever tools I need that I feel is necessary, I just get those necessary tools. Like it don't take a rocket scientist for real. You just gotta do the work. You just gotta do whatever you gotta do. I got my laptop right here. I got my dry erase board with different color markers. Like I got my notebook over here. Take notes. I got more jewelry right here. I got a little table right here that I changed the background on. If I want to like just sit right here and just take pictures of jewelry and post it up from my phone, or I use the tablet, transfer the pictures to the laptop, post it from the laptop. Like it don't take a whole lot. Like how people put it in their mind to really like, you know what I'm saying, get something really going. Like it really don't. Like I've been doing this stuff over 30 years. It might not look like it or seem like it from perception of what people may perceive from, you know what I'm saying, visually, physically from the outside, but you never know where a person came from. Like especially when you getting on media, you don't know where people came from. You don't know nobody. And nowadays people don't even have the I'm gonna just say it's different now. It's different to say the least. It's very different from where I come from. It's like the type of mentality that I have and the drive and the hunger. Um, yeah, I was a teenager. And then when I got into the vending machine space as like a 14, 15, I was testing the waters, moving slowly in that space because what happened was at that time it wasn't no social media. It wasn't no that wasn't going on. It was a little bit of social media. It was some YouTube and then some AOL, a little bit of YouTube, but YouTube wasn't where it's at right now then. But YouTube was like one of the first platforms that I was using. I've been using YouTube for like the longest out of all platforms. I just haven't been using it recently over the last 15 years as much as I was when I was growing up. But I always use YouTube as a source for like sourcing information, listening to people, like, you know, taking in what was for me. Eating the meat, spitting out the bones, like they say. But just to touch back on like the timeline of when I got off into the vending machine era around 14, 15 years old as a teenager, um, a lot of things I realized now I didn't realize then because I'm a kid basically, but I was still like very wise and ahead of my time. A lot of people used to say, even at that age. But anyways, just to give y'all like some experiences that I had then, like that was like 30 years ago. Um, it was like for me finding the vending machines, I would use like newspapers. So I lived in Detroit. So I would use like the Metro Detroit newspaper. Then it was like this suburb area called Grosse Pointe. And it was like right outside Detroit, like right on the borderline of the east side. So they had like a lot of nice stuff out in that area. Like I would just use all the classified sections in like different papers. I would get like the Macomb dailies, the Oakland dailies, and the Oakland Press, stuff like that. And like all the rich suburban area classified papers, I would like get those papers and look in the classified sections for things that was like going up for sale, stuff that was for sale. And it was these vending machines on there. It was these like they was like the mechanical version, like where you didn't need no plug. Like you could just put the snacks in there, put like the coins in there, and you could just like twist the knobs. I would have to like find some pictures to like pull them up. Let me see if I can pull up some pictures real quick. Turn my laptop on. Hopefully, it got some juice on. I think it do. Yeah, we got some juice. So, um, at the time, I find these vending machines in the paper in the classified section, and this person had these vending machines. They had owned them before they had a vending machine business, and I had some money saved up because at that time, 14, 15 years old, I was determined to like, okay, it's time to start learning how to make some money. I got to get a vehicle. I got to get my license. I was just like, you know, on some adult stuff for real. I was like on all of that. I was saving, I was working towards making more money so that I could have money to be able to pay for my driver segment classes, for my driver's training class, because I was working towards, I was getting ready to go to driver's training to get my segment one at that time. So by the time I was like, I was planning on like, okay, by the time I turned 15 in 4 months or 3 months or whatever the requirements was at that time, I was like, okay, shoot, I'll be able to, what I say? I was like, I'll be able to do my own route. So I'm about to put the vending machine to sell, type of vending machines that I had. Uh, Let me see. I'm gonna type in compact vending machines. But anyways, I found these vending machines in the classified section on in one of these papers. I about to say on Craigslist, but Craigslist is one of the places I eventually had started using. Let me see. Well, now they got them like, they got. Let me see. They got them not to where you could just put batteries in them. Now that they don't even require. Um, you could take the batteries out and change, and the batteries last for so long or whatnot. But let me just give y'all an idea. I gotta turn the phone around. So I had my vending machines. They was like something like that size. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't know how that's showing up, but real small, nice and compact. But anyway, long story short, I find these vending machines. They like $100 a piece. The owner got like six of them or five of them. I buy like four of them. I get them for like $85 a piece or something like that. So at the time, I had my uncle drive and take me to go and get these vending machines and pick them up. He helped me out with it as far as picking them up. I brought them back to the house. My mama used to always go to Sam's Club. She had a Sam's Club account at the time, so she had loaded up all type of snacks and all type of candy bars and cookies and different stuff at the time that I had requested and had picked that up from Sam's Club. So I did have help as far as like on that end when it came to that, but like at the end of the day, like I said, I was basically running everything and I had to organize and orchestrate. But long story short, I found the vending machines, all that went smooth, sweet. I go pick them up, made the deal with the guy, everything was sweet. They was in nice condition, everything was everything, like it said in the classified advertisement. So I end up, uh, I end up being in a situation now where I'm like, okay, all right, so I've been kind of like looking at vending machine locators, but I haven't really like made no solid decisions on like, okay, who I'm really gonna use. So I had money still left over or whatnot to still be able to pay like a couple of hundred or a few hundred, whatever. I didn't know how much it was gonna cost, but I still had money left over for whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was just good with saving money at that time. I was good with saving money too. So I didn't have no money to spend nothing on. I wasn't doing. I wasn't smart like buying no. I wasn't buying nothing that I wasn't supposed to be buying or nothing like that. Or no stuff. So it was just like I was really focused on always like being mechanically like you know inclined with learning how to do stuff or learning how to make money. So I get to this point where I gotta like figure out how I'm gonna find places to put these machines at. Like the sooner the better. So I finally go ahead and start reaching out and calling some of these vending machines. They call themselves. They are titled vending machine locators, vending machine places. They got all type of different terms. If you just Google this term and Google, you'll see it's all type of people that offer services to come out and come to your city, or it ain't even got to be your city. It could be somewhere out of state. You don't even got to be there. It could be somewhere, anywhere. And what they do is they go and negotiate whatever deals, or they already got the contracts of these places, really. And they just, you know what I'm saying, charge you a percentage, or they charge you to actually place the machine there, and you're responsible for making sure it stay filled up. And you're going to, I guess, I suppose that you're supposed to get all the contact info and certain details. But at that time, I was a youngster. So I had people that was just like noticing, like, where I was at as a kid and a youngster, teenager, trying to do what I was doing, and they didn't have the same attention. So, like the first vending locator that I sent money out to, like they required a down payment before they had came out because they was traveling, but it was some garbage. Just say that, to say the least, you know. But like I said, I didn't lose hundreds and thousands of dollars, and I didn't lose faith and find myself crying and none of that. I was like, okay, all right. I see what I gotta do. So I learned quickly from that one situation right there. I learned quickly as a teenager, as a youngster. 'Cause I had never really like besides the stuff that I had tried like younger prior to that, and that was like nothing. That was just a couple that was like 12, $13 that these people were sending me. They was requesting for me to send out to make a sample product. And what I realized is that, oh, every time I request to try to make a different type of product, they always gonna tell me it never passed inspection. This is how they making their money. And somebody had actually had to bring it to my attention and had actually stepped in and helped me realize that when I was doing that. So that was what I had tried prior to that. But like I said, I didn't lose no millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars before I had realized like, oh, doing business and getting off into the world, working on your own and dealing with other vendors and businesses and contractors and other people and beings, it's gonna be a lot that come with it. It's a lot. So yeah, I had to realize early on, like, man, whew. So when I had encountered the second vending locator that I had started talking to, it was like I was getting like some of the same red flags from the first vending machine locator that had just got over on me or whatnot. And I take full accountability now that I'm reflecting back on it because I was just a teenager exploring, you know, being intentional, but I wasn't fully, aware of the boundaries that I was stepping in. But that's how you learn. You got to spend a little bit, you know, to lose a to lose a little and gain a whole lot more. So just keep that in mind. But so I was like, okay, scratch. So by the time I had got to the talk to the third vending locator, they had they had actually spoke on like, you know, not even requesting a down payment for one. Then they had offered to actually travel and come, no money up front. They was traveling from like Iowa or Idaho or something to like Michigan or something like that. So I was like, okay, bet, sweet, that's nice. All right, I'm with this. And they was gonna come out and find the locations. I meet the owner or the manager, whoever's in charge of, you know, setting up interaction as far as like me being able to go in and talk to whoever I need to refill the vending machines, place them, and all of that stuff. So everything was sweet from there. Only thing that I had to do is just, you know, sign the contract and get them to, you know, pay them. I met up with them when they came here and all of that stuff. Met up with them at the locations, and everything was sweet. And from there, it was just on me to just keep these and vending machine locations stocked up with all the stuff that they need to be stocked up with. But I know people want to know, like, you know, what did I, you know, what was the locations like, what type of stuff. I had basically just candy bars, cookies, and just chips. You know, that was it. It was no drinks because it was convenient to where for me, I was still in school. I was still doing little side jobs with my granddaddy, you know, and I was just looking at it like, okay, this is long term residual income. It's not something I got to babysit every day. I can come up here and check it every 10 days to every 2 weeks. You know, the stuff don't expire for a long time. All of that, like candy, all of that stuff. It was in a nice, it was in a nice area where everybody could get to it, not in the way of nothing. Nothing would freeze or melt. So everything was everything as far as that. It was just, you know, it was a lot to take on. And I was still also like looking for a job at that time to like try to be a bagger or a dishwasher at a restaurant. And I was still like only 15, 14, 15, about to be 15, closer to 15. But it was like, okay, all right, I could do a lot more while this is going. And then I can build off of these machines and have more machines. So I was looking real big as far as like my perception and how I was looking at stuff at that time. So that's why I was like, all right, when I create this channel, it's gonna be something for everybody because I know it's a lot of kids and teenagers and people out there like me that probably don't have nobody around them that can, you know what I'm saying, get them something as far as like insight on where to start at if you wanna, explore the boundaries of like doing some business or you want to get off into building a business. Like I have a whole bunch of experience from just doing stuff on my own, spending my own money. I've been in like over 25 different business industries for real, to be honest. And this video right here, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it to a close. But you know, at the end of the day, people just have to reciprocate whatever it is that you admire, that you want to cultivate within yourself. So if you see somebody doing something that you inspired to do, if you gravitating towards something that inspired you to do something or that motivated you to do something, reciprocate that same supportive energy that you're going to be looking to be in reciprocative flow when you start your business, when you start to put your product, when you start to put your brand out there, because that's how energy reciprocate the energy that you looking to attract. Like that's how it's gonna reciprocate. You have to create. You have to create that energy. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. And people gotta keep in mind you gotta grow continuously, just like a plant. You have to continuously water and feed whatever it is that you put intent in. Whatever you put strong intent into, you got a job, you have an addiction, you have a crave for something that you have a consistent programming to always feed, always buy, always go to at a certain time, always, stay loyal to the schedule. So if you building something, you building a page, you creating some content, you creating a brand, you creating a business, stay loyal to the consistency of whatever it takes to continue to build that. All right, peace.